I'm Megan Sweeney, and I sell real estate in Baltimore because I fucking love it here. So you know that little lady? That right there is Billie Holiday. Did you know she's from Baltimore too? All right, so 219 South Durham Street, that's Billie Holiday's actual home. It was back on the market a while ago and I got to show it. Amazing old Baltimore house. Those stars up there are actually anchors for the foundation that hold the brick from protruding. Baltimore has over 250 neighborhoods in our tiny little city. Right now we are in Upper Fells Point. Don't call it Butcher's Hill, they'll kill you. Meanwhile, back in Highlandtown, we got Frank Zappa, American composer, guitarist, singer, producer, band leader. Old Frank used to be in Fells Point. They moved up to Highlandtown a few years ago. Real estate don't sleep. Here we are still in Highlandtown at the Patterson Creative Alliance. Here at the Creative Alliance, you get all kinds of local artists and shows. On September 5th, you can come check out local icon and overall badass biddy, Katie Pumphrey. Her newest exhibit is coming September 5th, and it's called Swimming Pool. All right, so if you're looking to learn about Baltimore real estate, call your girl. If you're looking to learn about the Baltimore music and art scene, you can just enjoy this episode of Sanity Lounge.
All right, welcome Baltimore. Yeah, we have a very cool band in here that you may have heard of, Splitsville.
Splitsville.
These guys have been around a long time. We have Paul, Matt, Brant, and Tony. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Welcome. They have a new album out, too, that we're going to talk about in depth during the course of this show that is all about fucking Baltimore. So, not fucking Baltimore.
No,
just
it's
Baltimore.
all about fucking Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, I can't wait to get into it because this band is all Baltimore.
Yeah, and they just
great.
did a great fucking performance after the interview. Of course, you know, the Live at the Lounge portion. Check it out because it was an awesome performance.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, gentlemen, and welcome to the lounge.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to start with my man, Brian.
Actually, let me get this
Go
little
ahead.
story out of the way because
Yeah.
I like telling this.
There we go.
It's a twin story. So, I mean, so rest in peace, Tom Fisher. I'll start off with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the service they had at West Middle when we all met at Joe Hansen's the night before.
Yep.
I was hanging out with you for a while, and that was
That's
the first time we
I
met.
you.
Yes,
And
we're hanging out.
You were the guy that turned me on to the music thing that Ricky did.
Yeah. Oh, the woodshed.
You're like, oh, you got to come out to the
Yes.
woodshed.
Nate of
like
the
you and I
Woodshed
just
was
hit it
there
off.
last night.
My brother-in-law actually introduced
but
Steve.
I guess I knew who you were at that point during the course of this, or maybe not. Until Jen
Possibly,
arrived finally late, and you were there, whether you like it or not.
I wasn't
You
there.
stopped by with Paige.
Is
Anyway,
that accurate?
I don't remember that. And
I don't remember that
I've
either.
met you before.
I know.
many times,
I'd have been
so,
like,
yeah.
Brad.
Yeah,
dude, I
exactly.
swear to
Yeah.
God you were there.
Yes. Unfortunately, I
Anyway,
wasn't.
we had a good time. Jen showed up, and then we connected all the dots and realized who each other were.
Yep.
But we had a fun time talking. Fast forward to the next day, we're all at West Middle having this grand service for Tom because he was everybody's middle school coach. Shout out. And in walks Brant, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "How you feeling? Last night was a good time." He's like, "I guess you think I'm Brant." And that's when I discovered Matt.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Happens all the time, man.
Right.
Happens all the time.
And we're still not 100% sure if they're
I see
telling
what
us the
you're
truth
saying.
now.
I got it.
So that's my little story.
They did the old
my
parent
little
trap.
back. Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
They
Yeah, I
did
mean,
a little
I
background.
lived in Denver for 12 years,
Right.
so I moved away, and so coming back here, it's just been. I mean, it's been almost a decade now of the same stuff where I just meet so many people, and most of them I don't even tell that I'm.
Right. You
Right.
just
I'm just like,
You just
hey,
let it ride.
good to see. Hey. And then I'll call Brant and be like, do you know someone who's about 5'7"? You know, like. So.
Well, around here we call that what?
well,
Serendipity.
serendipity. Yeah, Kenny loves it. Our
Yes.
good friend. So okay, so you're done with your story. Okay.
My
So,
story, yes.
full disclosure, Brant, I've met a few times before here because Brant married our childhood friend, Jen Markowitz, who we
Yep.
love dearly. God love you, Brant, for marrying Markowitz, you know. And I'm sure the whole band, you know, married Markowitz.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's true.
But when the very first thing that happened when you guys got together was she calls me, or she might have texted me, I don't know, but she was like, my boyfriend, he was on Conan O'Brien's show back in the day, this and that, right? So we're going to start off with that little snippet before Splitsville history. Okay, what was the name of that band?
That was Greenberry Woods.
Greenberry Woods. Now that was you and Matt, correct?
Matt and I, yep.
1989, you guys formed that band?
Yeah. Ish. 1989. Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you and Ira met 87.
Yeah.
So 80, 88. Yeah, 89 was probably when we first started writing songs together. Yeah.
I got you. And what age is that? Like, what? How old are you?
19.
You cats? You cats were 19.
19.
All right, and these gentlemen were not in that band.
They were not.
Okay, so I don't want to hover there too long, but my question to you guys is what is that like playing on like Conan O'Brien on like a late night show?
When was that?
94.
94?
94. We
94.
recorded.
Yeah, first Greenberry Woods album came out in '94. It was supposed to come out earlier, but there was an earthquake in LA, but that's a different story. And then we had a second album out in '95. So yeah, we did all that stuff on Warner Brothers, and
To answer your question about what that feels like, it's funny because, even in the moment, I was like, the only thing that freaked me out was like looking at the cameras, because the audience isn't that big. We had played bigger places than that. There's not that many people in those places. And it's, it's like, I don't know, places. You played in front of more people than
I
that.
can imagine what it would be.
But
like.
those giant cameras pointing at you, like, if you start thinking about it too much, you're like, there's a lot of people out there, so you just have to ignore it. Besides that, it's kind of crazy because people are like, oh, you must have been freaking out. But, we had, just like any other musician, we'd been working to get there, and we had gotten signed, and it just seemed like the next natural step.
Right.
We were 23, 24 years old. We were
you were a little ballsy.
too dumb to, be like, this is, you probably shouldn't be doing this, so,
right.
Yeah.
Well, because I always wonder in those kind of moments, just being in a band myself, if I would even have the wherewithal to enjoy a moment like that, because it seems like the gigs that I look forward to the most, that I think are going to be the most epic, I shit the bed. Like it never feels as good as the one that I'm not thinking about, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, that was the greatest I've ever played, and it was on like a Wednesday or something. You know what I mean?
Always happens. Yeah.
So we had a cat named John Tamakis, an incredible player.
We all know John.
We know John.
I love John.
Yeah, right.
But he did a late show, and I asked him about that same thing, and he kind of said that if he could do it over, he would. He said he blanked out. He didn't think he played well.
Right.
Yeah. So I just always
he did the Tonight Show with Vanessa Carlton. So how did you guys get on Conan? Like, how did that happen?
Record company. We were on Warner Brothers. Record
they
company
just booked
pulled the strings. Yeah, and if you remember in '94, Conan was pretty
hip,
new.
Yeah.
and he was hip.
Well,
like
he was,
with
but he was the
young
new
cats.
guy, so
Right.
it was like, But the Breeders played. I know the Breeders played the night before us.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and you go up, and it's not like you just do Conan. I mean, they trained us up, and we did a bunch of hits for MTV.
That's right.
We met like what's her face with the glasses.
Oh yeah,
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Right, Kennedy. Right.
I got a story you guys are gonna love.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're in the green room hanging out, and we got some beers. This is because you do it during the day. You're not.
Are you working blue today?
Yeah.
Tonight? Are you working blue?
Yeah, I'm gonna work
Clean
blue.
story?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was it was New York in the '90s. Anything could happen.
anything
Right.
could happen.
Okay.
No. So and I think we got a couple beers or something. We got a 6-pack of beers or something. Anyway, I had to take a leak.
Sure.
And I go into the men's room down the hall. What's that place called? It's 40 Rock, in 40 Rock, right?
30 Rock.
30 Rock. 40 Rock.
That's so
No,
funny.
I was in
Right.
40 Rock.
30 Rock.
That's
I was in
awesome.
40 Rock,
Okay.
yeah. So which was very embarrassing.
That's hilarious.
30 Rock, yeah. And it's empty, and it's just me. I go up to a stall, and some dude comes in, as dudes do, and he parks up, respectfully, not the next one over.
Sure. It
Gives me one breathing room. And I look over and I think to myself, God damn it, that's Diamond David Lee Roth.
Really?
Holy!
I'm about to play the Conan O'Brien show, and I'm taking a leak with Diamond Dave.
Well, I happen to know that I mean, if we're going to talk about famous urinal experiences, didn't you pee Paul next to Larry Mullen Jr. or someone?
No, but I physically ran into him on the way in and out.
You didn't urinate on him, though?
No.
Well, actually, to continue the peeing story, we got signed by Seymour Stein. Who was a big deal he was the guy who did Sire Records, which is big for us.
Records.
Like he signed Madonna and he signed
Heads.
he was the guy who actually signed, he didn't sign the Smiths, but he signed them in the States.
Right.
He got
Replacements.
Anyway, he was a guy.
Right,
And,
he's got the
and we got signed at a
credentials.
place called Kenny's Castaway. Same deal. I go into the bathroom. Here's Seymour Stein. And I look at him and look at him, hey man, hey, how you doing? You're like, I walk out, I'm like, that fucking Seymour Stein's in there. And then we get, that's how
Wow.
we get.
So a
now,
lot of-
I'm not saying it's because I peed next to him, but I'm not saying it's not because I peed
Right,
next to him.
right. A lot of business gets done in those
in
urinals.
the men's room, yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's move on here. So you guys rock it. That band had a nice run, and it ended ugly, or you just kind of petered out.
It ended kind of ugly. I mean, I'll let you jump in on this too, but and we're still good friends with those guys. I had dinner with Miles, the drummer, a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, we should say their names. Miles
yeah,
Rosen.
Miles
was the
Rosen
drummer.
and Ira Katz, awesome dudes, Baltimore guys.
Ira is like literally the first guy I met in college. I walked through the door with a guitar in my hand. He's like, you're gonna teach me to play guitar. And I mean, honestly, we wouldn't be where we are today in your basement, but you know what I'm saying? Because he is the guy who, like, I taught him like 4 chords and he's like writing songs immediately. He's that kind of guy. Yeah. And he's still a machine.
Yeah, he's driven.
So
more than the rest of us.
We're not going to talk about the Greenberry Woods future stuff now because we've signed NDAs, but there's some stuff.
Nice.
But
Really?
yes.
Really?
But we're not going to.
But we're not going to talk about it. What were we on about here?
Well, you were just saying that it didn't end ugly.
It was. It kind of
definitely
did
did.
because, man, here's again, 24, 25-year-old guys. We're never trained to like talk about this stuff, so
Or
it all comes
handle
out. Yeah, handle it. And it was a lot all at once, and then it kind of felt like the rug kind of got yanked out from under us because we had a fairly successful first hit single that Matt wrote called Trampoline, and it was getting picked up by all the college stations, and all of a sudden this other band, we went to Warner Brothers in Burbank, and we're thinking we're hot shit.
We hadn't shot a video yet.
I hadn't even shot a video yet, and we're walking around, and you see basically at that time the indicator was screensavers. So there's like Bjork screensavers and Bjork posters, and you're like, oh, they're pushing Bjork. Mm-hmm. And then there's some band we'd never heard of because we're from the East Coast called Green Day. And, and then the head of video is like, oh, yeah, you got to see these guys. I got some live video of them. And we're like, okay, wow.
Right.
And we realized there's no screensavers at the Greenberry Woods,
Right.
And so, people get pushed to various, our single was beating Weezer and beating...
No, we got same amount or more radio ads, I think, the first week than Green Day did. And then
But K-Rock wouldn't pick us up.
Correct.
K-Rock out in California wouldn't pick us up, and they picked up the California band, and that was it. We were done.
Right.
Yeah, and so whatever album sales we had that year, and then we could tell when we did the second album it was sort of imploding, and they had switched. Sire
moved over to Elektra.
Yeah, Sire moved from Warner Brothers to Elektra, and Seymour was kind of on his way out. It's all these politics were happening. You're like, okay, we're gonna get lost in the sauce, basically.
So it just you kind of had the wind knocked out of you with that, and then how long until you decided to form Splitsville?
But that was part of the problem, is that we didn't wait. So we were recording our second album when we started
Greenberry
Splitsville.
No, we started Splitsville between those two albums.
Between the two albums. So we had downtime before, like when we were in pre-pro for the second album, because it came out fairly quickly.
And you guys are doing this in Baltimore or in LA?
Yeah, we recorded the first album, the first Greenberry Woods album up at Lenny Kravitz's studio up in Hoboken, which is a whole,
Nice.
like we could spend two hours talking about the hijinks there. And Brian Wilson calling the when calling
That's awesome.
Yeah, because
Hey, Brian.
we were working with this guy Andy Paley, who was like a '70s pop guy, and he was working with Brian Wilson at the time from the Beach Boys. Anyway, so so the second album we just decided to record it here in Baltimore, and so but we had made friends with Paul. We knew Paul was a really great musician. And we definitely knew that he could drink with us. So we weighed those two things. And Brant was like, I want to do a band. I want to do a 3-piece. I want to play drums.
Yeah, basically the record company, we knew the touring was over for the first Greenberry Woods album. And, we were sitting around waiting for the next thing. And we were trying to figure out scheduling and when we were going to record. And I was like, man, we should be doing what musicians do, which is write music and play music. That's what we should be doing. And Matt, we missed the whole being in cover bands. Like I was in a cover band for like 3 months in my freshman year in college.
Right.
That's it. We just sort of jumped into doing original music.
Right.
That's a whole other podcast. But so we hit Paul up and he was game and we got into his basement and we recorded. How many days did it take us through?
3 days.
3 days.
And what year is this?
Yeah.
95.
From 94. I guess.
94.
94.
Yeah.
So you had it hooked up like that, Paul? You had like recording equipment?
Oh,
and shit?
no.
No. We borrowed an old 16-track reel-to-reel and a desk from somebody, a friend of ours, Brian Whaley, and just sort of figured it out.
I was super excited. I remember this. I was like super excited to get together because we're going to do something different. We're going to play as a 3-piece. I played a lot of open chords back then, and Paul taught me power chords, which is like the way I was born to play. Like,
Right.
I taught Ira how to play guitar, so I was the lead guitarist in the Greenberry Woods, and as the guys from Love Nut would say, like that's laughable because I'm not a lead guitarist, but but moving to the power chord stuff, like that was totally me. And so this stuff was like a lot more upbeat, a lot more, and so what was I gonna say? I wrote like 6 songs.
Right.
Like in the 2 days we were like, let's do this, and I like woke up and just started writing songs.
And you could tell it was or let me ask you, was it a different feel than Greenberry Woods at the beginning, or was it a distinct sound difference?
Totally different sound. It's a totally different vibe, and we never worked that quick.
And did you have Tony, the man here?
Tony-
in the
Tony-
band?
Tony's a new guy.
2003.
2001
or
2001 was when I joined, but at that time, what year are we talking?
Tony,
we were
Tony
4
was
albums
just a
in,
gleam in my eye.
Right,
at the time.
right. Tony was nothing.
I was in a different original band called Soul Pit. This
Right.
was like 93.
And Baltimore area?
In Baltimore, yeah.
Nice. All right. So you grew up around this area,
Oh, yeah.
Tony? All right. And
We'll get to my origin story.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the Greenberry Woods had recorded again before we got signed something with Rabbit Records or something like that in Baltimore, and your band was on it too.
Right? Yeah, there was a compilation that Joe Parsons, his band, was also on the
that's
same
right.
thing. All 3 of us were on the same record.
Yeah.
And this was something produced by a guy named it's a friend of Joe's. Damn it, I can't remember his name.
And this is before you guys met.
This would be
Yeah,
like
Harvey.
92,
Yeah.
91 or
It
something.
wasn't Harvey.
Serendipity.
It was another friend of theirs. And yeah, it was in like Mount Clair Junction. There was a studio. We did it, and it was years later that we realized. I think we were on tour, the second tour in 2004 with Joe. That we realized we were on that same.
That's
record.
awesome.
Yeah, that's wild.
10 years later.
That's Smaltimore right
Yeah,
there. Right?
that's cool
Yeah, oh,
linkage,
So you were a trio up until Tony joined.
That's correct. Yeah.
We put out
4.
4 albums
Yeah.
before Tony.
And
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
it was basically Complete Pet Soul was as ambitious as this record is. It was actually probably more ambitious for its
Okay,
time.
well, hold on.
We'll get
Before
there.
we get to that, let me. Okay, so you gentlemen, we found a little bit out about Mr. Paul.
What about the Man in Black?
Yeah, give me a smidge of how you were doing double duty with the bass and the keys. Is one of them your favorite, or
I was primarily a guitarist.
this
Actually,
son of a bitch? See, everybody that does this is like, I play everything.
That's him.
But-
That's why we love
yeah.
him.
well, I've also played a little sax, accordion, and clarinet. But,
Right. But anyway,
yeah,
and the harp.
But I was primarily a guitarist, but I had some proficiency with other stuff, and they needed a bassist for this trio. So my thing was, I'll play basically like a guitar player would. Just kind of a, John Entwistle, the early Who, being like a
Sure.
thing. Like the guitar is pretty simple, and the bass is all over the place. So
Right,
that was kind of the
right.
approach we took early on.
And
Nice.
you played a 5-string.
And a 5-string because you were covering
Yeah.
lead parts.
But it
and-
wasn't a 5-string like people play 5-strings with the low beat. It was a 5-string with a high C string on it, so I could play chords up top. And
You
cover
did this in
rhythm
the 90s.
while he did
Yeah,
lead. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Look at you. All right.
It's a different thing. Yeah.
So, Tony, give me a little taste of your musical history. Where, like, when you were younger, what spoke to you? Were you always a guitar guy?
I grew up in West Baltimore. Mom was
Nice.
divorced, and I was born in '71, so mid '70s it was all about Kiss in elementary school.
Nice.
So I was an enormous Kiss fan from like 5 years old, and we listened to the radio a lot. So there was AM radio, which of course in the mid '70s had everything, and it was my mom was into stuff like Fleetwood Mac and Paul Simon, but I mean, we were heavy in the funk, we were heavy in R&B, we had all this stuff that when we turned on the radio, it was there, but otherwise, life went on with just nothing else.
No
And
music.
I just had Kiss songs running through my head all the time as a kid, and just wanted to play guitar, and it was that simple. I had no resources, the Wi-Fi sucked, the internet was slow, the 70s had none of that.
I was gonna say Wi-Fi.
I am
Christ.
stuck. I am stuck in West Baltimore with nothing as a reference, except I want to be like Ace Frehley, and that's as far as I thought.
Nice.
And so I had, we go to Security Square Mall, and I see Harmony Hut and like guitars in the back of the place. I'm like, okay, one day I'm gonna get one of those guitars. And a buddy of mine who lived a few doors down, he had guitar lessons, and I went to his lessons and learned it faster than he did.
What age?
6.
Son of a.
And at 7, I asked for a guitar, got it for Christmas, and just started to teach myself by ear. And I would, any opportunity to see live music on television, get a guitar magazine, like I'd have it for a month and study the hell out of it.
Wow.
So, but I was also into sports and other stuff. So I had this idea of what playing guitar was. And as I went into junior high school and high school, I'd meet these kids from Highlandtown. Like, what do you mean you never heard of Eddie Van Halen?
Right,
And,
right.
give me a tape of this. Give me Judas Priest. Give me Rat and whatever. And I'm like, learn the solos.
Notice how those are all metal bands.
Right.
East Coast, baby.
So I go from having just Kiss to all this stuff that's basically so much guitar crazy stuff that I'm meeting all these people, and I can't tell the difference between, I know the styles are different, but like I just wanted to feed myself more guitar.
Right.
And what was interesting is, as I met these guys, I thought I had my idea of what I did. And the way that Paul showed Matt power chords, Paul was telling me, no, not everything is just major and minor. There's other stuff in there. You
Right, it's a whole world.
Yeah, and I learned a lot in the band, but it was really for the sake of playing their music with them.
Right.
But the stuff that I brought was from a different area. And it's fun because during sound check, I'd be noodling my own stuff, and they're like, what is that? I was like, no, it's just an idea of mine. So we would have songs right after that first tour as I just started to meet them. But I came from such a diverse background, and that, especially in high school, I was way into Prince as a kid.
Nice.
So my Prince
As a
stuff.
kid?
And an adult.
Oh,
As an adult.
I had a Prince tribute band a couple years ago.
Nice.
When he died, I was busy as
I was
hell
in it.
playing. Yeah, Paul and I were playing. But it's bringing all these things. I wasn't a huge Beach Boys fan. Of course, you know the big songs. I wasn't a huge Beatles fan, except that I knew only the AM radio hits, which was probably a third of their catalog. And so I was like, all right, but that's all. That's the only reference I know. Give me
Right.
some detail. Give me some reference point. And the first, when I met these guys, and they're like, "What do you mean you only have the red and the blue hits of the Beatles?" They bought me the whole box set
Right,
on CD, and we got to know each other that first 2 months, and it was just trying to figure out. Our wives got along, so we knew the band was going to work out.
Right.
And beyond that, it was like, all right, well, do we even like each other? It was good to really show them I'm ready to play whatever you guys have.
Yeah,
But
right.
then I'm going to
But-
probably surprise you with.
But I think if you listen
What
to
I
the
had.
records kind of in order, you can hear the left turn that happens when Tony joins the band, because all of a sudden there's like these sort of pyrotechnics going on guitar wise, and it really does change the feel of the band. And like it's still this power pop thing, it's still Beatle harmonies and all
Right.
that sort of stuff. But then suddenly there are these soaring guitar solos, and it changes the vibe. you know?
Yeah, well, that's good because it blends perfectly. What you do blends perfectly. Because we just saw the performance, so it's
Yeah.
good shit.
Thanks.
And then Brant and Matt, we touched on it, but we didn't. Did you guys discover music together, or did one of you start before the other?
Uh oh.
No, I mean, I can't remember when we weren't singing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, we were always singing.
Yeah. So, and harmonizing. So,
Early, like little kids doing harmonies,
Like
figuring out harmonies to like America and Bread and
yeah, we do
bands
this
like
and all that, that's the stuff we
And
grew
are
up
you
with.
good? Did you guys figure that out by yourselves, or
Just
did you
ear,
take a
ear.
lesson?
I mean, we're good ear listeners and so
I mean, our mom sang a lot around the house.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's like and my dad would sing around the house. So it's not like I know that like that was normal to sing around the house.
Right,
Which
and they weren't tone deaf, so they could,
Yeah.
they probably
Yeah,
could
they
tell
both could
you
sing.
if you were off. That they might be able to be like.
we just I mean, it's that brother harmony thing. We've always done it. I remember when we were in first grade and we had to take like a noon bus into because they'd put the kindergarten, I don't know, for some reason we were home and we had to get on a different bus. I just remember this, and it was our regular bus driver. And for some reason, you and I were doing Beatles songs the whole time, and we were harmonizing. And I remember looking up, and it was this old dude. He's probably my age, but he was this old dude. And he was like grinning ear to ear. He was like a good old boy. And we lived out in the sticks in Maryland, and it was like, it's like that. You get that itch scratched.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm entertaining somebody.
Are there
like
any
5, 6 years
VHS
old?
tapes floating around of this harmony?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I've got some classic VHS tapes. That's another story.
Right, I got too.
And then where did you guys grow up?
Frederick.
Yeah. And then where did you grow up?
In the city, southeast Baltimore.
Because your mother is a very well-known.
She was, yeah. My
politician.
mother was in the House of Delegates for a number of years,
Like
and my father
91 to
was before her.
2011.
Yeah,
Well done.
That is a number of
yeah.
years.
My father was in the House of Delegates years before her, and then went to become the chair of the Workers' Comp Commission. And so we were involved in politics a lot. It was also a very musical family, though, so
Good.
lots of singing around that house as well. I mean, I did my first solo acoustic gig when I was about 11 years old.
Wow.
At the waterfront in Fells Point, where I still play to this day.
Wow.
And still make the
That's
same
where you
money.
played your
And
first,
still make the same $200.
Right. Your first gig was 11 at the waterfront.
Yeah.
That's pretty
that's
amazing.
pretty
And then I had a
That's
full
awesome.
band at that time too. So my band was, I was 11. My sister sang the harmonies and was 12, as were the drummer and rhythm guitarist, and then the bass player was 13.
Damn.
And we did like our first couple of school dances at that age.
In downtown Baltimore, they were just on
Yeah.
the docks rocking.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Tony, you said the first album you played on was the Pet.
Was incorporated.
Yeah, Splitsville Incorporated.
I toured with them for Petzl because they wrote it it was beyond the trio, and they
Right.
just needed an extra voice. You needed an extra guitar. Paul needed to spread out a bit, so we needed to cover more stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. I mean that was a immediate driving factor. But we were already starting to work on the next album, and we were just like, we can't. We need to expand the sound. So there was an immediate need, but also a future need.
And did you have tryouts or some shit, or did you just
No,
know?
we talked about it, but we didn't really have any idea who we would get. And I went out with a bunch of friends one night.
Hold on. We actually did we even ask John Allen? Did we or not? John Allen?
No.
He would not have stooped to be in our
No.
band, but
But I think we thought about it. We talked about
I
it.
thought that would be cool. I mean, he was over at our house. We were at that party one time. It was never serious.
So back to that, we did not have anyone real in mind. But I walked into a bar one night. I saw Tony playing with a band of guys that I knew, and we had been in the bills with Tony's band at various times. We had shared stages before, but I hadn't seen him in a while. And I'm watching him play, and I'm like, that's the guy right there. That's the guy.
Yeah, and then you grabbed me. You and I went to
Yeah.
see. You were playing with
week
Artie
later,
Hill.
I was playing with Artie Hill at the Admiral's Cup, where
Yep.
I'm playing this Saturday.
Right.
With me
and
and Paul.
Paul brought Brant, and you guys were only there for maybe, I guess it was just a handful of songs, but it was just kind of proof of concept of like, this guy's got a wide variety of stuff. He's singing the falsetto harmonies, and then it was a perfect combination of stuff. And
Yeah, I feel it.
And I mean, that first night I was already asking him if he had his passport because we were going to be going to Spain soon, and it was like he's going to.
And my band Guava Stain is
no
broken up
question.
like a year before, so I was just hanging out looking for something to do.
Right.
And it was perfect timing. I was like, yeah, let's do that.
You were like, sure.
And 2 months later, we had left for Spain for 15 days, 15 shows in 14 days, something like that.
Nice. And what year was that? You said
2001. It was
2001.
He came in a week after September 11th, I think, or a week before September 11th.
Yeah, because I went over to Spain the week after with a different band with Andy Bopp and Joe Parsons, and we went like the week after 9/11 and played a thing in Spain. That was freaky, but
Boy, that's a gutsy flight.
it was. You know, we
empty.
there was this festival going on, and half the American bands canceled.
All right.
And we were kind of second string, and they called us up, and on sheer principle, we're like, yes, we're
Right, you're like, we will die.
on principle, we were doing this. So we got really drunk in the airport, got into a plane. There was about 3 other people on the whole plane, stretched out on the seats, and
I got into
Did
a
you
plane.
say 3 other people on the whole
Pretty
plane
much,
for
yeah.
a flight to Spain?
pretty much.
I got
pretty
in.
awesome.
I went to Colorado. I went to Colorado October 28th. So September 11th, October
Sure,
28th,
yeah.
I flew to Colorado, and it was 4 people on the plane.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was
It was a strange
ghostly weird in the airport.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no one was in there. You know, it was really weird. But not to bring the room down. Tony, so let me ask you, okay, you joined the band, you guys are rocking Spain. I want to explain to the audience who doesn't know about this concept album.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a I mean,
Pet Soul.
yeah.
Oh, Pet Soul.
Yeah.
So back in there's a bunch of stuff that we've recorded that I was just thinking about this the other day. Early on, we brought up amateur hour. So one of the first things we did after we recorded the first Splitsville albums, the next summer we recorded 17 is it 17
It's
songs?
like it's basically the shortest rock opera in history.
23
it's like,
songs.
It's like
20
20-some
oh,
songs in like 17
17
minutes.
Interesting.
And it's all one continuous medley.
And it's-
Okay.
it's
We never
really
released
cool.
it though, but
And then we also did an EP that was a nod to the Velvet Underground.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I
called
forgot about
Strum and I know you
Strum
did.
and
Strum and Drang.
So you guys are high
So
concept.
we just like
Yeah.
doing stuff like that.
Right.
And so
you
anyway,
give
I
yourself an assignment. You say do something in this style, and then you've got a framework in which
Yeah,
goes
no,
a lot
I
of
love
fun.
it.
Yeah. And,
we actually need that. I
It's
think
helpful,
creatively to assign a box to
yeah,
help
to,
us create
to work
it.
in.
yeah. So I had this song it's called The Love Songs of B. Douglas Wilson, Brian Wilson. And I was like, hey, you guys have any like kind of 60s songs, you know, the era that we like, Beatles, Beach Boys stuff? They did, and we recorded an EP just for kicks. We had been doing these jingles for the old city paper.
Oh, yeah.
And so they gave us some money to do that. And we
Well,
used,
yeah, they gave us studio time.
Studio
and we used
time.
about
Sorry.
a fraction of it for the jingles, and the rest of it we recorded
and then we
our stuff.
recorded
Brilliant.
some stuff.
Yeah.
And our record company at the time, we were on an indie label called Big Deal, and they liked it enough to just print up a bunch of copies and give it out at this pop festival we were playing out in L.A. And people really, really responded to it. And so when Big Deal fell apart and we were without a label and we thought, what's the next thing we should do? It was sort of like, well, we could finish that album. And we hooked up with Andy Bopp, if you know him, Miracle Bra, Andy
Right.
Bopp, of course. And he gave us an offer we couldn't refuse. He was like, you know, trying to get his studio going. He's like, I'll give you this great deal. We'll record half a dozen songs. And he works very quickly. We worked really well with him. We wrote these songs, recorded them. It was almost like as quick as recording the first album.
It was a very easy album
Yeah.
for us because there was no fighting. Because we all kind of had
Didn't have time for it.
Yeah, we didn't have to, and we. I just think we cared enough about this. I'm not saying like we didn't care about the songs. We put all the love and stuff into it, but it was almost like let's go build. Let's go. What is it? The Andy Rooney, old Andy Rooney.
Yeah.
Let's go put on a show.
Let's put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also when we use something that's that concepty, like this '60s pastiche that we were doing, like you can kind of let go of your like precious ownership of this is my big personal statement I'm making, and you can't
Right.
mess it up. It's more like, well, that sounds about like '66. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Right, just go with it.
It's
you
for
know?
posterity almost at that point. But it's what I mean. I loved it, and it's an interesting. Like I love interesting concepts, and so you know.
Yeah, people really resonated with
Yeah,
people.
it
so-
worked.
And we're not trying to be, you know, it's like
No,
we're not trying
yeah.
to be the Ruddles or something like that. It's
No.
just we love this
The
music.
Ruddles, I
Yeah.
love this.
I would say the thing that maybe sets us apart without sounding too egotistic is like a lot of people who do like, I mean, we've been pegged as power pop, so fine, we're power pop, right? Or whatever that is, because
Right.
I still don't, I mean, if we are, is Green Day, is, you know, is we, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there are other power pop bands that to me sound, just like, I don't know, I wouldn't call them power pop, so I don't know what it is, right?
Right.
But whatever genre you want to say we are, at least within an album of ours, like I don't know an album we put out until this recent ones, well, we had to learn. It's like, well, no, this song is too far outside of what we're doing, and it's like, no, it's not. When we put it on the album, it'll sound like part of a piece.
Right.
And I think we have a lot more range within albums than many bands do. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, we'll take you on an eclectic ride.
Yeah, and vocally, you guys are like the fucking Beach Boys, baby. Like, up there while watching you. I mean, that's not easy to do, like, harmonize like that. And you guys are good at it. I mean,
Well, thank you.
and that separates the men from the boys a lot of times. I mean, with this kind of stuff or whatever you want to say nowadays,
Yeah, right on.
Okay, so vocalies, you guys are fucking great. Greenberry Woods. I got a little notes here
They
just to
love
make
it.
sure I
Yeah.
covered the stuff. All right, so I think we're going to start talking about the new album because we're all about Baltimore
Right.
here at Sanity Lounge. That's part of the reason why we started the show. And lo and behold, your guys' album that comes out tomorrow.
Well, we should note that you guys took quite a bit of a hiatus
Oh shit!
between
You know what?
albums.
Yeah, why
Like,
the hiatus?
It wasn't like this album we're talking about came out 3 years ago.
No.
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 Well, I mean, I moved to Denver for work in '04, and we lived there for 12 years. I was still, Brant put out a couple albums with a different band. I put out an album, an EP with another band out there.
And I was playing with Miracle Bra with Andy Pop and Joe Parsons.
But I wanted to send stuff back and forth and do albums that way, but that was not looked on kindly by the rest of the guys. So when I moved back in 2016, we were like, okay, well, let's do an album, and then it took us this long to do it. So that's
Tony, were you playing while it split up? Were you rocking?
Here's what's funny. As soon as Matt moved, we started a cover band called The Remainders, which were the remaining members of Splitsville.
That's funny.
While Matt was gone, and this was just to keep our chops up because we still played Chicago, New York. We would
Splitsville would still
fly
gig
out
from time to
Right,
to
time.
play
right.
gigs a couple times a year if we could, and we would show up with we rehearsed for the tour in late 2003 and never touched it again. But for the next 5 years, we could show up somewhere and just pick up and play,
Nice.
and probably the next 10 years. And that was it was a fortuitous thing because that kept us active. But Paul and I, again, to keep our chops up, we continued to play in our favorite neighborhood bar. We would play a variety of songs, just as varied as Splitsville plays tunes. And we didn't care. Like, the audience were our friends. We weren't doing it for the money. And we continued to do that. Yeah, fortunately. But we continued to do that. And that actually did really help the cohesiveness of us playing together.
Right.
And if we had not done that, Paul and I had a side project called The Lucky Few, a record that we still yet to finish, but there were things to do. There was no lack of activity. But when Matt was away, like he said, we tried to consider, we can record things, we can send ideas back and forth. We had a shared folder where you could go up, grab the thing and listen and So, but we just couldn't, it wasn't the same as being in the same room. 2016, Matt moves back. We still couldn't get things rolling as quickly, so it wasn't the distance. We really needed to get back together, have a plan, and let's set forth to finish this plan.
So to back up real quick, what was it ugly when you were like, "Hey guys, I'm moving to Colorado"? Was everybody like, "You dick," or was
Probably.
it?
I was. They were really nice about it. I was a total asshole about it.
No, I was supportive, man.
Yeah, well, you're blood. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about these cats, but so did it come out of nowhere? You just got a job offer you couldn't refuse, or were you guys kind of mellowing down as a band, and it seemed like the right thing?
I mean, we put out. It's funny because we put out Pet Soul ourselves.
No, in Spain.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Spain. But
On
might
Here's
as
the
well.
Party in Spain and on Airmail in Japan.
So
Right.
one other thing to remember before you go is this is the last yawning moments of the record industry.
Right.
As
Okay.
things are really dying,
Yeah.
you have no idea how to actually continue that process of playing and putting stuff out. Like, we just didn't know what was going to happen. We
Right.
had a new product, but We did a tour. We just still don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
So
the whole industry
Okay.
was changing. Yeah.
In '98, we put out. I mean, to get not to get too deep, but in '98 we put out Repeater, which was I love that album. I think it's a great album, and it was getting great press. And we were actually getting. I remember going for a run in Austin, Texas, and hearing it on the radio. So we were getting national airplay. The label had invested in. I mean, it's pay to play. It always has been. So they had invested in a guy who was who did that. You would go to an outside company and they would help massage your song onto radio. Right. And he went through the whole catalog and was like, well, Splitsville, this is the album, that you guys should back. And so the label agreed to it. We were getting, like I said, national play. And then the cable company that owned our label just pulled the money out, and then they just kind of the whole label shit the bed. And I I was 28, and I was like, I don't know if I can fucking do this anymore, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'd down to the Greenberry Woods and watch that stuff outside of our control.
Sure.
And then and again, so I think when we put out the Pet Soul, it was fun. We did it for cheap. We actually made money on that album for the first time in forever. We licensed a song on a TV show or movie.
On a movie. Yeah,
So and then we did so I feel like kind of mentally for me it was like, well, I mean, I'll take this job. I was working for a company. They wanted me to do business sales out in Denver. So that's basically what I did. I went out there and did it.
So it just was a time thing. It just seemed like it was the right time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now we're back. You guys are rocking. Let's talk about this new album, the concept album, if you will. I mean, I don't even know. What would you call it? What's the name of the album?
Mobtown.
Yep.
Mobtown. And any story there?
Well, I mean, Brant is the idea man, right? He decided we should have an album called Mobtown that's about Baltimore. And for those who don't know, Mobtown is Baltimore's nickname because of ages of political violence.
Yeah. That's it. We, like Matt said previously, we like working with throwing some guardrails around it. I mean, and you know how it works with this stuff. It's like, is every song about Baltimore? Ostensibly, so.
But really about lots of other things.
But lots of other things.
Yeah, you
too.
can apply it probably to anything you want.
Yeah, and I don't know. Baltimore's an interesting city. If you're doing an album about New York, I don't know if that resonates the same.
Sure. Yeah, I get that.
L.A. People have done songs and albums about L.A. Baltimore's sort of fertile territory to
There's
have.
a few, like Mary Prankster. She did a couple songs about Baltimore.
Yeah.
It exists.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
I love the idea of it.
It's rich subject matter, and it's richer than people really think it is, which was part of what was the motivation was. It's like people from outside of Baltimore hear Baltimore, and they know John Waters, and they know The Wire. That's about it, right?
Yeah, that's
So we got lots of crime, and we've got weird and flamboyant people.
Sure.
Okay, both those things are true, but we've also got this like really rich history. I mean, this sort of the spark of the Civil War is like right over on President Street, you're near Fells Point, and and there's Baltimore was like a big part of how labor unions started, and a big factor in the civil rights movement, and there's all this rich history here, and we touch on a lot of that stuff in a lot of these songs without getting too. Didactic
too heavy-handed
or
anything like that. Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, what I've heard so far. Do you got something?
No, I was just going through some of the names of the songs, like On Federal Hill. We got Falls Way. Everybody knows Falls Way.
Right.
Do you?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Penn Station, Perry Hall, Beth Steele.
So, why don't we go over the songs that you guys perform? Because I want to ask about Beth Steele, but that's the second song. So...
I can mix it up.
All right,
we can talk about whatever
all right,
you want to talk about.
so you guys performed Beth Steele. That's all for the new album.
It is.
I fucking loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I told you already, that bass line is just perfect.
Thank you.
As
soon as that single was released, I got a bunch of hit dings from lots of musician friends going, "Wow, what a great bass line!"
Yeah, it just is perfect for and in lieu of that, everything else sounds fucking great. Like it's not just that, but it's a great song, man.
Thank you.
For burning down the empire, but the trains still run on time, and I'm the beer soap bar rag the world forgets you. You're breathing in life to make it live, but it still won't, baby. Little man with small ideas, committing little crimes, and I'm a pill-packed dopehead. They're hanging out to dry. You can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself for long. You can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. Not for long. For long. Not for long. For long. Not for long. Not for long, no, not for long.
Thank you.
So lyrically, is there any deep meaning to it? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a story for that
ahead.
one, which is like I had the chorus that you can't run away from yourself kicking around for a while.
right.
But true story, I was in an Uber, and there was a woman who was, the Uber driver. And sometimes you talk to Uber drivers. I was talking to her, and she worked at Beth Steel. She was a supervisor. Mm-hmm. No job anymore. This is what she was doing, And this story is from the story I created is from the point of view from a protagonist who potentially has some drug and alcohol problems.
Right.
I'm not saying that this lady did.
Sure.
She seemed very clear-eyed and reasonable, but it was.
She was your Uber driver.
She was my Uber driver. Right. So it was. So she was. I don't know. That got me going, and Bethlehem Steel had a huge
it's a real
impact
thing.
on this.
Yeah, my
city,
wife's
man.
family, her Uncle Booty worked. I mean, a lot of members of her family went through that whole
I know.
nightmare.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
nightmare.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, people used to be able to make a living, a good wage.
And
And
get
they
a
all
pension.
still live over in Sparrows Point. All of them.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually, so to hover on that, did you write the lyrics? You wrote
I
all
did,
those?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you, Joseph and the Innkeeper reference. Are you a spiritual cat?
Well, I
And
mean,
we don't judge
it's
here.
okay.
We,
The song's-
we hover.
the
like,
song's
I like
called
it.
Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah.
So I'd
So
be foolish.
Bethlehem.
Yeah, no,
I'd
I
be
dig it. I
foolish
dig it.
not
I just
to-
didn't know if, like, like if it went any deeper than that.
I mean, it's a whole separate thing. Matt and I did this album actually called the Stereo Twins, which is about. I'm hugely interested in religion and religious history.
Is that
Put it
right? Me
way.
too.
Yeah, I find it
Me
fascinating.
too.
Yeah.
Brand.
And we did a
Yeah.
whole album about. It's weird, but a buddy of his was like, "Hey, I wrote this sort of all these poems essentially about the life of Jesus Christ," and we were like,
And he's not, he's not religious.
Right.
either. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the historical
It's from a
Christ.
philosophical.
and so
right.
we changed a lot of it, but we worked with him and we recorded an album. We love that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I do too. We'll talk.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It's good shit.
Right. And are you the primary songwriter?
Oh no,
Like,
no,
what-
no! I mean,
collaborative.
usually when you hear, the person who is singing lead
Mm-hmm.
has done the heaviest lifting on the songwriting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are rotating around
Okay.
throughout the albums and the gigs.
And the fun part is I'm not the lead singer. So I'm basically whoever the main songwriter is, I have a way that I play guitar for Brant's songs.
Right.
There's a way that I deliver stuff for Matt's songs.
Interesting.
And Paul, because he's a multi-instrumentalist, will already have his idea. Show me the chords. I'll record my stuff. He'll block out my shit, cover his stuff, and then leave me space.
Right.
And okay, lead guitar player. Now you can do something. So
Nice.
it's very cool to be able to jump between
Yeah, that's
different,
perfect. That's a sweet.
And you
name,
do
man.
sing lead on it.
I do sing lead on a song, so this time.
One of the songs.
The song "Gray" is track 5.
Okay, nice.
And is a song that I started writing back around the time that I joined the band, and it was a simple demo that was very Lenny Kravitz kind of soulful and harmonies and almost gospel-y. Because I mean, "Let Love Rule" is
Love
definitely
Let Love Rule, baby.
top 5 favorite records.
Mr. Cab Driver.
But
Yeah,
that
shit.
fucking record is just so perfect. And I had this thing that it was just an idea, and it got kind of dark, and Matt had an idea, and a decade later we kind of combined the ideas, and it turned out really nicely. But it took until last fall to finish that.
Well, that's awesome, man. No, but you got an official cut on the new.
I'm really proud of it. But
Yeah, that's.
I may never.
Yeah, we
write
cut him in on the publishing.
I may never ever write a
Right.
song again. That was a lot of work. So
Yeah, well, I bet. I mean,
it's a lot of fun.
I can't have.
Interesting.
All right, so let me look at the other names here. Glorious.
A Glorious Life.
Glorious Lie.
Lie.
Yeah, I think I said life earlier, but it was Chump of the Century. Now, that song I had just listened to on the way over here, and I love that. I love the verse. Like, I love the whole song, but that song's verse, the way it's set up, I guess is what I'm saying. I loved it.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a glorious night, and for the rest of my life, it haunts me. It was a glorious life. Don't waste your time checking me. I'm just a part of the scenery. The Belvedere's maitre team, a simple cog in the machinery. But long ago, for too brief, I was a king of Charm City. Now only here in my dreams, out on the dance floor, holding the close of the night. It was a glorious night, and for the rest of my life, it haunts me. It was a glorious night. It was a wonderful dream. Tell me now, what does it mean if I can't have you? It was a glorious life. Dear Nadia, cross the sea to serve the Queen of Romania. 300 roses filled her suite, a gala hell to entertain her. And when my heart skipped a beat, you played the part of the DJ. You held my hand, we didn't speak, but on the dance floor, you were the left to my right.
Yeah, I mean that one was.
And you must have wrote that.
Yeah, I wrote
right.
that, but that was probably the earliest song. I'm not saying the earliest song that was written for this, because like a song called Perry Hall, I had bits and pieces from, I mean, probably in the '90s. But that song we had actually played together when I would fly back from Denver. That was one of the ones that we were bandying about as for the whatever the next album would be.
Oh, wow.
Even though Brant came up with the idea, we kind of knew Mobtown was to be the name of our next album. Probably in like 2005, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, because I know that we saw some
Old
article where it was mentioned. Hey, your next album could be
shocking amount
Mobtown.
of time
like in
ago.
In the
Oh,
2000s.
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So I guess we had said that, you know, but yeah, so I had that song written, but I didn't have lyrics for it. I had the part of the chorus, you know. I knew it was going to always be a glorious lie for whatever reason. So.
And it says, I mean, it's based on
Well, yeah.
an
So
interesting story.
Well, yeah. So what I did was when Brant and I worked with our friend John on that Stereo Twins album that we did, he came up with like this massive manifesto, and so I did the same thing, much more trimmed down, basically like a 2-pager, and it was like, here's what I would like. I kind of bulleted out. This is what I feel like what we should do for Mobtown. And then I also linked to a bunch of articles and stuff, because like at one point I was thinking, Brant I think came up with Best Steel early or whatever, and I thought, well, that's cool. There's a poet who put out a bunch of a book of poetry. I remember studying it, and he had it was the names of people in a town, and like the guy, the main poem is like the guy, and he's like the guy that everyone loves in town, and then at the end,
Richard Cory.
Yeah, Richard Cory kills himself. Spoiler alert if you haven't read Richard Cory. And so anyway, so that's kind of why I came up with the name Perry Hall for that other song that was sort of a melange of stuff. So I was thinking at one point maybe we come up like with names for songs that all sound like people's names, but they're other things, you know. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, so Glorious Lie, I don't know what I was talking about.
We were just talking
the
about what
story,
was behind
the
the
story
song.
that inspired the
Oh,
song.
yeah. So sorry. So one of the links was to a story about the Belvedere, and the Belvedere there was a
I was going to say the same thing. These two, man, wind them up.
Yeah, I kind of forget. There was a maitre d' at the hotel. They actually, so I sing about, so I made it a love story about him meeting a girl who was with the Queen of Romania, because the Queen of Romania actually did show up at the Belvedere early 20th century. They threw a big party for her, had roses all over the place. And so there's elements of that article that are in the song. Yeah. So it's kind of based on a true story.
And is that on the new album? I mean, I saw
Yes.
that it's
Yes.
like says 2025, but I didn't know if that was officially on.
Yeah,
the
it's
new
on the new.
album.
It was so Best Deal was the first single. Glorious Lie was the second single.
Gotcha. Yeah, I loved them both.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the two other songs, we'll start with Forever, are not on the new album.
Correct. Forever is from the technically the first full song on The Complete Pet Soul. And then Wish I Never Met You was the last song on the last album that came out.
Or 2003's.
2003's Incorporated.
Yeah, Incorporated. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about Forever.
Did you write that one?
I did.
Right.
I did. Yeah. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory.
But does it mean the rest can give it a try? Forever and ever, and what it takes, that's something else I can't say. But does it mean that we turn the best ones away? Forever.
Basically, it's saying, especially this was the first album we did after Matt and I had tried making it on a major label and on an indie label. And, the first lyrics, fame is something money can buy, but doesn't mean the rest can't give it a try. That's
Nice.
that's the gist of it. And then it's a bit of a love letter to, listening to records as
Right.
well.
And I Wish I Never Met You's on that album. Oh,
No, it's on
Wish
the
I Never
next
Met You is I'll let Matt talk about that. It's the last
Okay.
song on Incorporated.
one, which was the first album with Tony on it.
And that's why you hear that screaming solo at the end.
and I'm assuming it's about a specific person.
I think it has elements of multiple women I've dated.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Dated, prior to, and then I met my wife, and it's all rosy love songs.
And now the
Sure,
songs,
100%,
right?
That's
The
right,
songs have taken.
That's right. Yeah.
Here we go. I wish I never met you, 'cause I don't wanna feel this anymore. I'm never gonna get you, and knowing this can only make things harder. I'm hoping for a breakthrough. I think I'm gonna break soon, because you never show me the poetry you keep under your bed, the sentimental stories and bitter words you wish you might have said. You're crawling through the top sheet and penetrate my sweet dreams till I'm the one that can't sleep. And in time we will land up in dust, and we'll float through the stars, and we'll love that and we'll shine. I'll meet you at the side door. You can wear your baggy leather pants and talk about your boyfriends, and I will be the one who understands. I never wanna hate you. I think I'm gonna hate you. I wish I never met you.
No, it's
Oh,
funny.
really
that-
boring now.
Just speaking of Lowercase Blues, you guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So BJ is in he's in a relationship. So he has a song called they didn't play it here, but it's Can't Write the Blues or No More Blues or something. And it's about because his new girl is making him so happy. He's having
right on.
trouble writing.
That's
the
right.
blues.
Hey, man.
It's awesome.
It's a
I
good
love that
problem to
story.
have,
Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
So, yeah, Mom.
the album's going to come out tomorrow,
Yeah, it's shocking.
which
Yeah.
will be weird with this episode, but irrelevant. So
Everybody
what,
will have listened to it over and over again. by
do
the time
you
you're
guys
listening
are
to
on a
this.
label currently, correct?
We are.
All
Yeah,
right.
a label out of California.
And then what does that look like? The album comes out. Do you have anything lined up, or are you just kind of playing it by ear, like touring or anything like that?
About for touring. Well, let me just talk about the label real quick for a second.
Sure.
Because
And you recorded it in California.
no, we actually
recorded it here
in Baltimore.
Okay.
You can't record an album called Mob Town in
I was
California.
gonna say, that would have been a hell of a
somebody
sellout.
said you. I thought.
No,
I feel like your wife told me that actually.
The label is
you
based
get-
in LA. Maybe
Right.
that's what it was.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
listen to
I
Jen,
don't
that's
know.
kind of your fault.
Was there
Wow.
any drugs involved while we were recording?
Right. That's kind
Maybe,
of your
yeah.
fault.
Labels in LA.
I want to give a shout out to
recording
Big Stir because
they've been great.
because they've been awesome, and it's really interesting now because Tony brought up that when we recorded the Incorporated, we weren't on a label. It was a weird time in the record business,
Right.
and now with where we are, because we're completely lost in what to like when we record this album. Well, what are we going to do with it? And the cool thing about this label, what labels for at least for bands like us do now, is they can really target that niche.
Right.
So the people who would be most likely to buy our records. They get us in front of them.
Right.
Now, would like a Warner Brothers has the ability to, if you start hitting, to start throwing cash at it to get do they have that? No, but that's not what our intention is for this album. So they're awesome, super easy to work with, nicest guys, fairest contract we've ever signed. And sure, the plan is to eventually, and we're not going to do any long touring. We definitely we're hoping to hit the West Coast sometime in the next year because we haven't been out there forever.
We'll get back to Spain next year too. We think
The plan is to get back to pretty
they
positive.
love us there, and the feeling's mutual.
Yeah,
And how do you get a market in Spain? Just at
dude,
We've had
you
it
tell
for-
me.
Right.
Had it for 20 years, and there's the promoters keep reaching out and have been reaching out for the last 20 years.
That's
like,
wild.
you guys working on something? Because
Right.
like, we still get airplay over there.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You can
We did a bunch of TV over there too, actually.
Yeah.
And radio, and it's always been a great place for us.
We were doing an encore for one of the first shows we did over there, and people were like singing along to this song that I had
That's
written,
incredible.
and I'm just losing my mind. I'm like, you can't help but think, here I am all the way. These people don't speak English as their first language.
Right.
It's wild.
It's gotta
it's
be
pretty
wild,
cool.
man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, good
that's
for you
amazing.
guys. That's fucking great. All right, Ward Davis, do you got anything else? Or what?
You just made me forget something.
All right, good. That's what I do.
Oh, we should talk about September 6th. You will be a Creative Alliance.
Thank you.
Is
Davis.
that like kind of like an album release?
It is not just kind of. It is.
It is the album release.
Yeah.
All right, September 6th, Creative Alliance. That will be on our calendar.
Nice.
100%.
And this will be out
remind-
before then, right?
This will be out. Today's August 20th.
Amazing. I've just time traveled.
Yeah.
Hey, crazy, my birthday.
Is it?
5 days earlier.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Anyway, so that's going to be their album release
Yeah,
party,
that's the release
Creative
party.
Alliance.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And it's halfway sold out now, and it's not August 20th right now. So.
Right.
You know what's cool about that? That's September 9th, right? That's what. No,
September
6th. So Katie Pumphrey
Yeah.
is.
Katie, yeah.
She's going to have an art exhibit there during
Oh,
that.
awesome.
Oh, is she really?
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's called
That's fun.
Swimming Pools.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, me and Megan, when we did our little tour of the city yesterday, we stopped by there to do a little shout out to Katie. And yeah, so as you go in, you'll be able to look at
That's
her
awesome.
exhibit and then go see you guys play, which
Amazing.
I will be there.
Awesome.
Excellent.
That's fun.
Don't know if
So
Brian
are you
will,
guys
but he
pressing
probably will.
vinyl?
It will be available on vinyl. I think they're doing pre-orders for vinyl.
Are they?
No.
No, not for this
not.
yet.
What do you
No, they're
t-
doing pre-orders for vinyl for that compilation that we're doing
Oh, that's
for Halloween.
Yeah.
too much information. going
Yeah,
around.
the vinyl suddenly got radically more expensive to press, and so we're debating
Is it
do
because
we?
everybody wants it?
No, because political situations, etc. The raw
Right.
materials got more expensive, etc. And
Right.
Actually,
so-
I do know that because
That
I
makes
use
sense.
resins and
There you go.
silicone,
Yeah.
everything like that. That is wild.
I think we're probably still playing that part by ear. We may release it on vinyl if it feels like there's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's
to
not a
move
big
for
deal.
it.
It's just one of those things that it's cool.
I'd
Some
love to
bands
have it
love
on vinyl.
it.
Yeah, I'd love to have it on vinyl.
I mean, when we mastered it for streaming and CD, I did a separate pass with the mastering engineer specifically for vinyl, so that it would be
Nice.
ready to go if we needed it. So,
Nice. That's cool.
so we'll see.
So we'll see how people respond to it, and if it makes sense, we'll
Yeah,
do a
right.
vinyl release.
Vinyl's had a renaissance for the last 20 years or whatever. It seems like everybody's jocking it
Yeah.
again.
I just want a signed album for my wallet.
There you
my
go.
wall.
You got it.
We have a lot of Baltimore bands up there. Yeah.
We're bringing back 8 tracks.
Hey,
Good, that would be awesome.
that,
be
what a
fantastic.
gutsy move that would be.
What a garbage way to listen.
But
to
there'd be a lot of purists that are like, it's the best.
It's the best, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it when it clicks halfway through and the song
It goes
fades out,
Right.
clicks, and fades back in.
Right.
I bet you could still just buy a 8-track with your album art on it as if it was
Sure,
a functioning.
yeah.
It's
That
really
would be
functional.
badass.
Actually,
I would
awesome.
like-
You
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, I would like to have it just for
Sure.
the
Yeah, like
you
a
know,
Grave
physical.
Diggers Biscuits 8-track. That
Oh,
would,
man,
that would
would
fit
be-
perfectly.
It would fit perfect. But it's not about the biscuits.
Right. Yeah.
It's about you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you good or what?
Yeah, you move forward. If I come up with something, we'll just touch on it.
Okay, so
later.
we like to end the interviews.
Not end. He used that word a lot. Like we like to wind down.
We like to wind down.
We're not ending
No.
Yeah. Take your time.
because
Let
this
it-
could take
let it breathe.
as long. This could take a while.
This part could take a while.
Sure,
right.
no, it's fine.
So we're gonna start with Paul. Paul, what are your top 3 movies of all times? If you
Ooh,
could-
well, that's tough.
You're a movie guy.
I'm going to tell you that in no particular order, Spinal Tap is definitely
There
one
you
of
go.
them.
Okay. Are you excited about the sequel? You know,
Very much so. We went to
I
the
am
theater. We went to the theater to see it, to see the remastered original.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Good for you. That just happened, right?
And at the end,
Wow.
they showed a clip from the new one, which was really jarring because you had just finished watching them
Right.
30 some years younger than they are now, and then you see them and whoa. But it
The
looks
thing
like,
with those guys is they don't miss. Like Michael McKean, none of that. Everything they've done is fucking.
Yeah, it's the
hilarious.
same
gift that keeps
writers.
giving.
Yeah.
Right. There's
Yes.
no way it's gonna suck.
Right,
There's
right,
just no
right.
way it's gonna suck.
right. I mean, and all those other things that Chris Guest has done with that.
yeah.
You know,
Oh
that,
my God.
you-
We
they're-
saw them at the Lyric like five
yeah,
years
we
ago.
saw Spinal Tap live about many years ago, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and actually, that remastered version of the movie, you can actually, the more of the lyrics were jumping out at us, and
Oh, wow.
a little more of the guitar playing. I was like, I didn't notice he did that, and like, you
It
get
was
more
notable.
detail out of that audio mix.
I
And it's
love
great.
that movie.
Another one of my top movies is by Rob Reiner as well, and that would be The Princess Bride.
Oh,
nice, yeah.
man.
You know, it's one of my all-time favorites. I can't watch it enough times, and
I
it
just
never
watched
stops getting funnier.
Yeah, I agree. I just watched it, and actually, I just watched a clip. And we don't do politics here at Sanity Lounge, but I just saw a clip of Mandy Patinkin going real
Yes,
hard.
I saw that.
He's a very passionate man, and he was going damn hard. And he
at
brought
Netanyahu,
up,
yeah.
he brought up like some of the dialogue from Princess Bride, and it was inspiring, and it was good. And the man's got a lot of passion.
Alienation.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He does.
good stuff. But great pull.
Yeah.
You know, love Rob Reiner.
And another one of my top ones. I don't know if it's. I'm not. I can't really nail it down the top.
Yeah, I
three
mean,
exactly.
we don't, you know.
But another one of my top ones is by Unforgiven by Clint Eastwood.
Oh, one of the best.
It's just one of the best movies
good.
ever made. Definitely one of the best westerns.
Sure.
Now, keep in mind, that was like 50
90
years into his career.
Yeah, 90,
Yeah.
that was 92.
Yeah.
Right.
92.
And he made the best Western he's ever made in his life, and they gave him the best picture
Yeah,
for
and
best
it
director.
does this great thing where it explodes all the mythology of the Western, and it says, these guys aren't heroes, these guys aren't, brave gunslingers, blah, blah. It explodes all those myths, and it shows you all the ugly stuff that it really would have been. And then at the end, it still gives you this satisfying avenging
right.
angel moment.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You know?
the thing. It destroys all the myths, but then through that destruction at the end of
It builds a new one.
Yeah, you've got a new one that
Yeah.
deserved or has worked for the myth or something. You know what I mean?
And,
Like, yeah,
and
perfect.
the cream, the cherry on top is him saying the whole time, "I'm not that guy anymore.
Right.
I'm not that guy anymore."
Right.
And everybody else is like, "I'm this guy. I'm this guy," and he's like, "I'm not that guy anymore." At the end, he's that
Right,
guy.
he's like,
Nobody
okay,
else is. Yeah.
right.
You still had to feel a little bad for Little Bill at the end.
William Money.
No.
You're such a prick.
It's like I was building a
Deserves
house,
got nothing to do
man.
with it.
Yeah.
Yes, the best fucking line.
Hackman.
dude. I don't deserve this. I was
So
building
good.
a house.
Deserves got nothing to do with it.
So good.
My favorite line from that movie is, Well, you sure killed the hell out of that guy today.
Right. You sound like Eastwood,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
You missed your calling.
I
All
love
right,
it.
so that was is that 3?
That was a good 3.
Yeah, that was a hell of a good 3, man. Well done, Paul. All right, Matt, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been sitting here the whole time, like, what do I do?
Yeah, and if
look,
you're not a movie cat, if you
oh my God, no, I am.
Oh, we're
but
all
here's
movie
the
cats.
thing. I mean, the problem is I'm going to go with The Godfather as one of them, just because, like,
Everybody
about
does.
every 6 months, I'm sitting around the house. My wife's gone or whatever, and I'm like, what do I want to watch tonight? You look through all like 300 new movies, and you're like, I own The Godfather. It's going in,
Right.
You know. And then I'm never disappointed.
Disappointed, yeah,
I'm
sure.
always just in. I'm
Yeah,
in
I
it.
watch it. I can't take my eyes
Yeah,
off it.
agree.
Yeah.
And The Godfather too, really, but I'm just going to say Godfather.
Right.
Okay. The other one, because my wife and I love the movie, saw it in the theater. We laughed our ass off, and we were the only ones who did it. And I think it's become a cult. Obviously, has become a cult. It was the first Anchorman movie.
Oh my God.
Classic.
Dude, that movie. So hover there for a second. So
Oh my
that
God.
movie, when it came out, I did not give a shit. I didn't want to. Like, I just
know you
didn't.
didn't.
I didn't want to see it. I mean, for a long time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like 10 years after it's released, I work at Captain Harvey's, and these young guys I work with are like,
Quoting it
well, they're
constantly.
furious
wanna
because
be
I'm
on
a
you.
movie
Yeah.
guy, and
Yeah.
they're like.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like,
Dude.
how the fuck do you not like Anchorman? I'm like, I just never watched it. I thought it was going to be dumb, and then I watched it.
I
and-
love Will Ferrell.
Oh my
Will
God.
Ferrell's Will
He
Ferrell,
makes
but
me crack up.
Anchorman is
Yeah.
the one role where you forget it's him.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
You just forget it's
And
him.
just
it's
so you
not
know-
the traditional. It's
Just-
so fucking.
Just
funny.
so we don't hear it, Poll,
Yeah.
you're listening. I know you're listening, and you
Poll what?
recommended Anchorman to
Yeah.
me. I just want him to know because he'll call me after this episode. I'll be like, "Dickhead, I'm the one
Well,
who told you." Anchorman."
Josh told me his buddy Albio out in Chicago got all smoked up and went and saw it and didn't like it. I'm like, how?
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 I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Oh my God.
Especially all smoked up.
Oh my God! It was brilliant.
God, it is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We'll sit there now and just watch it and just every other, just say lines and stuff. It's got to be obnoxious.
I thought you were going to say Paul hasn't seen it.
No, Paul really loved Anchorman. He saw it 2 times. Like the opening day, he saw it twice.
Right.
Like he loved it.
All right, so for the third one, I'm going to kind of cheese it a bit, but it's a great movie. Is No Country for Old Men, and because
yeah.
I saw that in the theater. A couple things. There was one of the. It's the last movie we watched with our dad, who passed away a few months later. I'm sorry. But I watched it in the theater first time I saw it, and I remember sitting there at the end of the movie. I thought the movie was so good. I was so into it. I love the Coen brothers. I mean, come on,
Right.
they don't miss.
I know what you're gonna say. Go.
And he starts delivering that soliloquy at the end, and I literally thought to myself, man, whatever happens after this scene, this movie's going to be too long. And then he finishes the soliloquy and they just cut it. And I was like, oh, I just watched the perfect movie. Like, there's something in my brain going, oh, shit, this movie, they're going to shit the bed on it because there's going to be a scene after this or whatever. And then it was over. And I was like, oh, no, they wrapped it up. I don't know why I thought there was more to the movie because, what the hell.
Right.
But who knows?
Because who would end it there?
Yeah.
One thing about that moment that I loved. So it cuts and they go right to the credits, and one of the first credits you see is music by Carter Burwell, and I'm like, there was music in this movie.
Oh, right.
I was so sucked in.
Right.
I didn't notice there was a score.
Right.
Well, so real quick on that, a
Isn't
lot of
Carter
people
Burwell a
were
bass player?
furious at the ending of that movie.
Right.
And I thought it was fucking genius.
It's brilliant.
It was perfect. I
was
mean,
perfect.
it was genius.
Listening to Josh Brolin talk about his scenes, because that movie kind of brought him back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
into
yeah.
the limelight.
Oh, yeah.
Like he wasn't doing anything.
Right, he was in financial
Yeah.
trouble. He was in,
he's
that was a
so
great
good in that
movie.
movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cormac McCarthy. I don't know if anybody read the book.
I read all his
And
books.
I would
Yeah.
say that
Yeah.
was my introduction to Javier Bardem.
Was it?
Yeah,
no,
I don't think I
Was
really-
Skyfall? No, that was
Yeah,
Skyfall.
I mean, that was the
oh,
first-
No, that made him.
Yeah.
He had obviously done other
Spanish.
Yeah, I'm trying to
films, I
remember.
think.
Was Vicky
Uh,
Cristina Barcelona before that?
Yes, it
was.
was.
It
Yes.
was. Yeah, that was
Yes.
the first one. Yeah.
I would say I've seen him before
Yeah.
that. I just can't think of where.
But Shagroot.
All right, Brant.
Shagroot and Woody Harrelson. God, that is a good movie.
So good, right?
Great
Yeah.
movie. It's such a good wonderful.
This is tough because I could spout out. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna,
I think-
what I'm going to do is say these are great movies that I pretty much watch every year.
Right.
And I'm going to throw in. I get a fourth honorable mention.
Yeah,
I get
You
a,
fucking
this
pull
isn't
one of
this isn't 3. It's an honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah, you
That's
know
fine.
where I'm
Pull
going.
one of my- you're gonna
My
pull one.
honorable mention
I already
is
took one of mine.
my
Turns like
honorable
this
mention is It's a
bullshit?
Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Pretty much every Christmas
Yeah.
season,
I
Jen
watch it
will
every
fall
year.
asleep on the couch, and I'll watch a Wonderful Life.
Movie was a bomb.
I have never seen it.
You piece
that
of
true?
shit.
That's true.
How is
I'm
that
leaving.
possible? Yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
I'm gonna make
And
you come
I'm-
over to my house and watch me cry at that movie.
Exactly.
Also, never
Yeah.
seen Sound of Music. Those two movies.
I
I've
knew
never
that
seen.
You've
one.
never
That
seen The Sound of
No.
Music?
yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a
No,
piece
those
of
are
shit.
two movies.
You know,
It's
what
got
do you-
that I have
songs
not
and Nazis.
seen.
What more do you want?
That's what I told him. I said to him, I said, listen, it's not a snooze
Right,
fest.
it's
Yeah.
a musical,
The
but
music's
it's
great.
great.
Yeah.
The
Occupied
drama's
France.
high, like, you know, right. It's fucking
No,
great.
Amanda agrees with you.
That's an honorable mention because I've got another Christmas New Year's movie that I watch every year. You know where I'm going. Jaws.
Oh,
Doesn't get any
It's
fucking
still one
better.
from me.
It doesn't get
We
any
talked
better.
this before you got here.
wait a
It
minute.
doesn't
Somebody
get
had a
any
Jaws shirt on earlier.
I did.
That was
Yeah,
you.
I did.
Reddit pops up Jaws shit for me random Jaws shit
Yeah.
for me all the time.
Jaws
Oh, yes.
is
Yeah.
one of my
It's
favorites
just
of all
insane.
times.
It's the
And
best.
we did a Sanity Cinema on
So we
Jaws.
did, and
I don't know if you saw it.
I have.
did not.
If you haven't seen it, watch
will
it.
now
So I'll tell
check
you
it
one
out.
thing. So we had a guest that just couldn't make it, so we were like, "Fuck it, let's just start our Sanity. Let's do it." So we did it. I was like, I love movies, but I can't just sit down and talk about them for 3 hours. I gotta let me refresh some things. So I came up. I do the trivia with our movie episodes. I asked him. I said, "Can you name all the deaths in Jaws 1 through 4?" And he, without Google, looking at his phone, went through all 18 deaths by character name in order. While I sat here and listened to him, and then even found a death that he missed that wasn't on my list because of a deleted
It was in
scene.
the
Oh my
director's
God.
cut.
Part
For
4.
that's how I roll hard, boys.
It was impressive.
I was Google
It was
before
impressive.
That is impressive.
No one told me about this whole internet thing. You know, like I just thought I had to remember. All
Yeah,
this
it was
shit.
wild, but Jaws is a good one.
Jaws is good.
Yeah, great.
Jaws
pull,
is
man.
every year.
Yes.
Pretty much around Christmas, New Year's, I watch another sort of Rob Reiner's joint When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah,
No,
look at
I
you.
watch it every New Year's Eve.
It's so
yeah.
great. It's so great.
So, Brent,
It
are
is.
you a hopeless romantic, or were you?
I guess so.
Yeah, because I
I
feel
guess
like you.
I
I
am.
feel like you
Yeah.
and Markowitz are perfect guys, just
Yeah.
because you know, like that's good
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I love it when Harry Met Sally.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I think the reason it's so good is because Nora Ephron wrote it,
Right.
but Rob Reiner directed it.
Right.
And if you've got this movie about a push-pull between men and women,
It's
you
the
kind of need
perfect
both
yin-yang.
that, you know?
Right.
Okay, for the record, the T-shirt I had in my hand when I was getting dressed to come here, before the Jaws shirt, was a T-shirt that says "Don't fuck with Mr. Zero"
Which is
from When Harry Met Sally.
oh, for fuck's
When he's
sake.
telling the story about the movers who show up when his wife leaves him, a big, huge guy with a T-shirt that says "Don't fuck with Mr. Zero."
It's been about 10 years since I've seen
It's
it.
worth a rewatch, man.
Yeah.
That movie is
It's really
great
good.
soundtrack.
It's funny,
And
my
it's a New
son-
Year's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
the-
yeah, the big finale is on New Year's Eve.
the
It's
big-
a great
son-
big
Man,
Yeah,
I
finale.
love
so-
the movie. I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
My
I would have to
19-year-old
rewatch.
son just watched it for the first time like a year ago.
Did he
Yeah.
like
And
it?
he loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
It's so
I
good.
said it holds up
It's
because
so
I haven't
good.
seen it for
Billy Crystal's
10
another
years.
one.
Billy
I like
Crystal's
everything.
great.
he's
Yeah,
done.
man.
Everything.
And Meg Ryan back in the day.
Back
Yeah.
Ryan
Oh,
back in
yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
And don't forget the other couple is Bruno Kirby and
Yes.
Princess
Carrie
Leia.
Fisher.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
rest
yes.
in peace.
Yeah, no
both of
kidding,
them.
man. Both of them. Yeah.
Bruno
right,
Kirby
right.
too. I love him.
Yeah, he passed too. That
Bruno
sucks.
Kirby?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he did
Yep.
years ago.
A couple of years ago.
I wouldn't tell them, but it's a fad.
So, all right, so that's good.
Jaws.
So that's two. I get
Yeah,
one more.
go ahead.
I get one more. And this
Is
is
it Cohen's?
no, just gimme, man. I mean, look, no, it's a gimme. I got. I'll just say it. It's Goodfellas.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's good. When my dad died, Matt and I went and we drank a bunch of beer in his
Right.
honor, and then I went back home. Jen was gone. I took a bunch of mushrooms.
Oh, good.
I got out of my head,
Right.
grieved for a couple minutes, got through that, put on Goodfellas,
On mushrooms?
and it was awesome.
Really?
It was awesome. I was starting to come down, and I just was, I'm going to put on Goodfellas, and it was amazing. I have watched that movie so many times.
Yeah.
there's always something else to find in there. So.
Well, plus in those moments, especially after Dad passes and you're on a mushroom run, you're learning things spiritually about yourself.
That's
you're
right.
coming down. It's the perfect moment.
Yeah.
And to put that on, it probably...
It was like, because it's like comfort food in a way.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Anyway.
Yeah,
So
we promote
coincidentally,
psychedelics here at Sanity Lounge.
we have 2 Sanity Cinema episodes to date. The first one was Jaws. The second one was Goodfellas.
Nice.
And you were going to
Amazing.
put on a When Harry Met Sally's shirt before you came here. Don't
It's all
tell me
coming together.
serendipity ain't
Right.
real.
It's all coming together, team.
Yeah. All right, so we're to my man,
Sorry,
right?
Tony.
So, Matt took one of mine, and Brand took another one of mine.
Which ones? Just for good measure.
I would say No Country for Old Men, but instead I'll pick another Coen Brothers. Right? These are in no order, but you said Coen Brothers, and that reminded me. God damn it!
You going Lebowski?
Oh, brother, where art thou?
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona.
I knew it.
Which-
Raising Arizona man.
Fucking
I love it.
Randall, Texas.
Tony, right?
I'll
Classic.
take these Huggies and any cash you got.
How about he goes like this and scrapes his knuckles? He's like,
John Goodman.
Just brilliant movie.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
William
They were
Forsythe. They're
firing
the
on
duo.
all cylinders. They had
Pulling
something
him out of the
to prove,
ground
man.
and screaming.
what a wild movie. I mean, that was 1987.
Yeah.
Like,
I was working at
think
the
about
I was
that.
working at the
Like,
movie theater at the Rotunda. I saw that movie probably 150 times.
I mean, when that movie came out, I was like, "What the fuck
Agreed.
is
Yeah,
going
fantastic.
on?" Like, it was so.
And I also knew I was going to watch every movie that came out.
Yeah.
me too. And then you see, I mean, that was a state.
I had seen Blood Simple first, and
Blood
I
Simple.
did not.
is
I went
phenomenal.
back to Blood.
yeah, and I had seen it first, and then I didn't think they were capable of something so hilarious.
Well, this is my thing. Is
Yeah.
I saw Blood Simple first, and I saw Raising Arizona, and they're going by the guys that did Blood Simple, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? And then you watch it, and it's so outlandish. I mean, it's hilarious, but even the Randall Tex Cobb angle. Like that guy, what was his name in the movie? The biker. It was something weird. It was like Richard Hart or something. Like it was.
I remember.
It was a soft name, but he was a real hard-looking dude. Like he looked like you.
Right, because
So-
he had the bunny. He had the didn't he have the stuffed animal on the front of the bike?
he had some
But he had
shit.
smoke coming off of him.
Right.
Yeah, he had a stogie and he
Right.
had like a chain.
I mean,
Right.
he was like a demon or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the
I think
idea.
that's-
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
a fun fact:
sure.
is that when they first met, when the Coens first met them, Holly
Leonard
Hunter,
Smalls.
Leonard Smalls,
right.
yes.
Leonard
Love it.
Smalls.
When,
that's
when the
it.
Coens first met them, Franny McDormand and Holly Hunter were roommates.
Oh wow.
And it was sort of a coin toss about which one of them would do Blood Simple, and then the other one they basically
That's
made a vehicle
interesting.
of that movie for her.
Right.
You know?
So
it's
that
kinda
and then
cool.
Francis married
Yeah, one of the brothers.
one of
yeah.
them. Right. That's interesting.
That
Dude,
was
just
later in
John
Fargo.
Goodman and William Forsythe's name, Gail and Evel.
Yeah, remember, they were eating cornflakes. He said, "No." He goes, "These are real good cereal flakes, Miss whatever." I can't remember the name. He said, "These are real good cereal flakes." All right, go.
My
ahead.
second choice, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Look at
Wow.
that. Phenomenal.
Hey, coffees for closers.
I'm a big fan of
Mamet.
David Mamet,
Right.
and it's the most creative and loquacious cursing ever.
agree.
And I think
Yeah,
it's
art.
it's art and it's musical and it's lyrical and it's
And what a
6
cast, right?
ridiculous actors that are just yelling at each other. I've seen stage production twice,
Oh wow.
and each
Like
it's
in New York or around here, wherever.
a small one and a kind of a medium one. And I can't even remember where or when, but like it's unique and it's fun. But
Yeah, the
Tony
writing-
once treated me to the opening Alec Baldwin monologue in the voice of Tracy Morgan.
Oh, nice.
You get a bit of that first, Tony?
cannot do that first. And no. That was actually Alec Baldwin from when he did.
No,
the,
you did that monologue piece.
But that's the God speech is from the other Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, wait,
speech
where
you
it's
did.
called
It's
the doctor.
Malice.
Yeah.
Malice, yeah.
Malice. I am God. Or whatever the fuck. Right.
The question is, do I have a God complex? Dr. Kessler says yes. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a great Tracy Morgan.
thank you. My third one is of course Pulp Fiction,
Oh,
and
Oh,
there's
wow.
I'm surprised that I got that
Tarantino
far.
just
yeah,
got
that one slipped through the cracks
Yeah.
there.
I mean, for the record, our
second ever rehearsal at Splitsville.
we just went to we went to see Pulp Fiction.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we just skipped rehearsal.
Hey, real quick before I forget, why Splitsville? What's the name? Like, we never did a history here.
Just a fun word, right?
I used to keep I guess everybody did. I kept a list of potential band names, and that was one.
Yeah, I dig it. I just didn't know if like one of you
Sounded
guys had a
good.
broken heart and you're like, I'm in Splitsville. This sucks.
No, but it did cause them trouble though, because people misunderstood it to be about the Greenberry Woods breaking up, which it was
Oh
not.
wow!
Yeah.
It was not.
Right,
about
right,
that.
right.
But yeah.
They're like Greenberry Woods in Splitsville now. So fucking yeah, that's funny.
Funny
There's a
story
movie coming out right
funny
now.
story about that actually. We had Splitsville.com. We bought the website way back in the day, and that was our website. And we ended up in a fallow period of the band selling it for quite a bit of money to a divorce lawyer.
To an author of a divorce book.
Divorce book.
Yeah, a divorce
And-
book.
They wanted the website, and they actually then they talked about getting I Wish I Never Met You, or we
Oh, really?
wanted to pitch. There was work, something about like trying to add that in because you heard
By the
talking about
band
breaking up.
Splitsville. Yeah.
When
But yeah, we sold the website
when did you sell it?
15 years ago. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of money.
I mean, it wasn't.
It was
life-changing money, but we all put money in our pocket. Yeah.
That's good shit.
But I guess.
But now you don't have
now
a damn
you can't get
name,
it back.
right.
Now
So
we
what
don't
is the
now you can
website?
find us at www.splitsville.band.
Right. Now you Splits-ville.
Right.
All right, boys.
Well,
well,
we'll have to get to that. Like, where can everybody
Yeah.
find you guys?
Well, that was
all
no joke.
stuff?
Splitsville.band.
Yeah, say
is
it
the-
again.
www.splitsville.band.
Yeah.
And Splitsville, people spell it wrong so many times. It's SPLITSVILLE.
No,
So
not two T's.
No, it's not two T's.
You're
That's
right.
what
Always
most
want the
people
two
do.
Ts,
Yeah,
yeah.
What do you guys have? Social media?
Yes.
Like
we-
Oh, sure.
a band,
Facebook,
Personally?
Instagram, personal
Yeah, we're
Instagram. or
really
just-
good at
Both.
it.
We have band and personal
There is a band
Instagram
Instagram,
and,
all right.
and Facebook.
Okay, because
and they're on Spotify and all the streaming.
You'll be on
services.
What's Happening Baltimore.com too.
Sweet.
I'll any gigs you have, I'll make sure the September 6th one's on there,
Excellent,
and
thank
we'll let all our people know.
Yeah, guys, this
And,
was awesome.
The
It's
world, yeah,
a
Thanks
pleasure
so much
meeting
for
you.
having us.
Thanks for
man.
having us.
And
Yeah.
it was fucking great.
Thanks, guys.
awesome.
Stay sane, Baltimore.
Sweet.
Thanks for listening, Baltimore. You can find us at www.sanitylounge.com or on Instagram at sanity.lounge.
Keep listening and subscribe.
Stay sane, Baltimore.